welcome back to Real Adult Wisdom. I'm your host, Becky Schaefer. We're welcoming to the holiday series. Welcome back. And you need to just say your name for me.
Sure, yeah. So I'm Solari.
I know it's Solari,
Yeah.
like we're friends, but every time I
Right.
say it, I feel like I mess up your name.
It's okay. It's not a typical name either, so it kind of just takes a little while. But it's Solar, like the sun, Solar, and then I. So it's like an Italian variation, Solari. So there you go. Yeah,
I just wanted you to do that out loud for me. That's all.
that's that's okay. Maybe other people appreciate it too, so that's fine.
I'm like, you've been solary, you've been salary, you've been, whatever. I mean, you're really Christine to me, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
we have
How
we have
funny.
we have names. I'm Aunt Boo back home, but everyone can say Boo, okay?
That's true.
Um so anyway, welcome back from Thanksgiving break.
Yes.
So I'm gonna call this our holiday series because we decide we're just gonna keep going. So there's no 4 series anymore. We're just gonna keep it going.
It's rolling.
Oh man, it is rolling.
Yeah.
I got my little podcast buddy here. So today's episode is one that lives quietly inside so many of us, especially this time of the year. So we're talking about holiday grief, the empty seats at the table, the relationships that have changed, the people we miss, the life that many of us have imagined. Yeah. Or,
Yeah.
the versions of ourselves that we shed, or the expectations that never matched our reality that we have today. But yet, we don't talk about it. We put on sweaters, with those ugly sweaters, right? Ugly sweater Christmas.
Yes.
Our
So uncomfortable.
smiles. Oh, I
Yeah.
know. I have a lamb and the bell rings on it. I think I stole it from my son. I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh.
Um, but we put on these smiles and we act like we're fine. But grief is real and grief belongs. And grief is not something to hide just because the calendar says, be merry. Yes, it's Christmas. Be merry. Yay, it's
Mm-hmm.
Turkey Day. Woohoo. I mean, the calendar does not mark that on there for our feelings, right? So today, Solari and
Right.
did I do it right?
Got it.
I did, didn't I? See, I can't even say
You
breakfast,
did. Yeah.
people. Okay, I say breakfast instead of break fast. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. I'm gonna be just honest with you right now. I got a
There
speech
you go.
impediment, bad toes, bad finger. Here I am. I'm messing.
Yes.
If people can't laugh, I don't know. So
Right.
Larry and I, um, she's here with me to break open this whole conversation, of course, because that's what we do. And to help all of us create a space for the emotional truth of the season. So the holidays, I feel like, are such a magnifying glass. Whatever's unresolved, unspoken, or quietly hurting, it gets loud. I mean, it gets loud and louder and
Yeah.
louder. And I think one thing I had to realize when I personally went through a lot of this. So I started feeling
Mm-hmm.
this, and I had to realize once grief isn't always about death. It shows up in the ending of relationships. Or I felt this deeply driving back to Ohio the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. There's no
Mm.
home for me anymore. My friends are my home. I see
Yeah.
my kids. I see the people who love me, but my parents are gone. My sister has her own life now.
Mm-hmm.
My sister-in-law and niece were in a whole nother state. Kids are growing up. Traditions have changed. The
Yes.
version of yourself that you had to let go.
Yeah.
And this life that you thought you'd have by now, oh yeah, I get to drive home with my partner and have Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, I got my dog, you know,
Right.
um,
Right.
and the love that you wanted but never received. But yet during the holidays, the world says, be grateful, be cheerful, let's do all the Christmas lights. But grief does not take a holiday. And so we're going to talk today about naming those silent spaces. And I know in my book, I talked about the inner child, about the wounds that we tuck away, and how the holidays tend to pull those wounds right back to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
With
And
jingle bells on,
yes,
right?
or not.
Yeah.
I lost my jingle bells a long time ago. Like, I don't know where my bells went.
They've
I
been
know I have
retired.
this. They retire. So,
Yeah.
this grief creates a space that we don't acknowledge. You're
Right.
sitting there, the chair's empty, the text that doesn't come, the tradition you no longer have, the person you had to walk away from, the dream that didn't manifest, the family dynamic you can't return to. And these aren't small things. They're emotional echoes. And I think
Mm-hmm.
they deserve space from all of us. And
Yeah.
I put you on the spotlight for this one because I know that you're going to end up talking about like the passageway and transformation and the portal and stuff. I just know.
Yeah. All that
I just
stuff.
I
Yeah.
can feel it. I can feel it.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. So, uh, exactly. So let's talk about grief is the emotion that is the result of transition.
Mm,
And what you've been saying is transition can happen in many ways, either through physical death, through the ending of a relationship, through a lifestyle change, through relocation. So it's reflecting on not just what you've lost, but what could have been, right? And
right.
so this this topic is something that I deal a lot with my clients, because I'm also a death doula. In addition to the spiritual healing work that I do, and in my work, I work very closely with the angel of death, in the understanding of what true transition looks like and what it can become. So I'd like to backtrack here for just a minute and honor the kind of the flavor of what this season traditionally had been before religious context, right? So in a
Mhm.
lot of pagan traditions, the winter solstice, in fact, is not the time of year to actually be out and bright and merry and jolly and around a lot of people. Traditionally, to follow the seasons and to follow nature, this is all about turning inward, spending time in solitude, reflection. And so
Mm.
that's what the cold in the winter brings us naturally, right? And then we're told by commercialism and traditions and things like that to go out and have these big gatherings and to see each other. But for a lot of us, it just doesn't feel right. And for a lot of us, we might feel like the Grinch in the room. But maybe what we're feeling actually are the emotions and reflections that nature is meant to show us during this time of year. And with that, reflecting exactly what we're talking about, the grief, what's changed, what's missing, what's feels empty, that we need to sit with and acknowledge. And what death teaches us ultimately, because as we've been saying, death can show in different ways. It's about transition. So through all of those examples, really to start honoring what has been changed, what transition has taken place, but then asking ourselves what rebirth comes out of that. And so when we start thinking about that question and thinking about what opportunity or what lesson has been taught through these transitions and losses, we can then find our way back to gratitude, even if in some small way, But it's important to kind of allow ourselves, give ourselves permission to sit with it and say, what can I get from this? What have I learned? And that can be painful when a loved one is missing from the dinner table, or you've just set boundaries this year and you're no contact with certain family members or friends, and
Mm.
what all of that means, right? So I just want to give credit to what grief can do for us in terms of transformation.
Yes. Well,
Hmm.
I've learned in my healing that joy does not mean the grief disappeared. Grief does not mean joy isn't possible either. So, You
They
know,
go hand in hand,
they do go
is what
hand
I'm
in
doing
hand,
there.
and for so many listening,
Yeah.
the pressure is to perform gratitude, right? Like,
Mhm.
we all have that pressure to perform gratitude. "Oh, it's Thanksgiving, we're so happy for this, so I'm so grateful for you." It's like, "Hey, you're
Yeah.
doing 6-7 with your hands, by the way."
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Just saying. Uh,
Right.
uh, but, like, I have to laugh. If anyone does not know what 6-7 is, you gotta look it up, because if you're in the middle schools or you have
Yeah.
kids, oh my
Yep.
god, they need to learn our days, our stuff. Um,
Yep.
but, like, forced gratitude is just another form of self-abandonment.
Yes, it
Like, your
is.
emotions are not
Yes.
an inconvenience, and they're part of the season, and I know I had a complete meltdown
Yep.
literally a week before Thanksgiving. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I was talking to my friend, and
Yeah.
I seriously I had a little meltdown. I'm like, "I don't even have a home to go to anymore." Like, my parents have passed away. I don't have that home to
Mhm,
go to. I
mhm,
was the one who always showed up with the bottle of
mhm.
wine and the salad, like, right when dinner had to be served, because I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm not dealing with that chaos." My mom's gonna be bitching, my
Yeah.
sister's gonna be yelling, they're all gonna be arguing, they're still gonna be in their pajamas, my mom's gonna be upset because she didn't get a shower yet, and da 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 da. And
Mhm.
so I was the one that would
Mhm.
walk in like, "I got wine and a salad. Who
Yeah.
needs a shot?" I don't think the wine's strong enough for what's
Right.
going on right now. And so, like, and if I could just have one more of those chaotic Thanksgivings, oh my god, I would be in heaven right now. Um,
I know.
so it's definitely been a
Yeah.
change, and my kids are grown now, so, like, my oldest son, he's like a radiologist, so he had to work at the hospital on Thanksgiving, and my other one was his 21st
Oh.
birthday, but he was
Oh,
going to his dad's family's for Thanksgiving, and I did get invited, but it wasn't comfortable for me, so I didn't go.
sure, sure.
So my
Yeah.
best friend, Joe, who's totally like my brother, I went with him and his girls who they grew up with my kids, and Joe and I have been best friends forever. He's seriously my brother. And I went
Yeah.
with him to his families, and man, I'll tell you what, I was so grateful to be sitting at that table, because sometimes I don't think we appreciate non-blood family. I think sometimes we sit
Mm.
and grieve
Mhm.
over what we don't have, and we kind of forget
Mhm.
to really appreciate what we do have. And I just had
Yes.
an amazing Thanksgiving with them, and they all know me, like, they all know me, so it's just like just so welcoming, and no questions asked, and it was just great. And my best friend Joe's
Mhm.
getting ready to move to Australia in April.
Oh. Oh,
So it's
wow.
gonna be another transition for me, because
Another, yeah, a little grief, some transition, maybe a lot of
we've
grief.
done a lot of
Yeah.
holidays together. I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna lose another home," But
Oh, yes, yeah.
but, like, I guess the whole point that what we're really trying to say is feeling grief does not make you ungrateful, and feeling sadness does not make you broken, and feeling lost does not make you difficult to be around, although some people really can be difficult to be around.
Mhm.
But, we're all human. You're remembering,
Yes.
you're feeling the weight of what mattered, and which means something
Yes.
to you is still alive with inside you. And the holidays don't ask you to be cheerful, they ask you to be present. And
Bingo.
yeah, and
Yes.
sometimes the presence, it feels like joy, and sometimes it feels like a huge ass ache, a sucky ache, and it hurts. And both are just very holy.
Yes, ma'am. I was thinking the exact word presence and then you said it. So that's amazing. And that's confirmation from spirit that we're onto something that people need to hear. There's a couple of things that jumped out to me that I just want to speak a little bit about. When we talk about not having a home to go to, I felt that way for a long time. My parents don't live in the home that we grew up in, and everyone's kind of scattered. I've moved several places within the past 20 years or so to find myself to come back. and still feel very out of place sometimes. Sometimes I feel very lonely even in the space that I live in.
Mhm.
And so I sit down and I ask myself, okay, what am I learning here? Show me, what is this teaching me? And the big thing that's come through for me several times is that I never needed a place to be home. Home is within myself.
Yes. Amen, sister.
So
Preach it.
then,
Preach it.
yes. So then you start to cultivate your home within yourself. The comfort, the recognition, the love, holding the space for all of your emotions yourself. Many of us have suppressed our emotions all our lives. We don't know how to feel them anymore.
Mhm.
And so learning how to sit with your emotions and feel them and being comfortable in where you are. Because I'll say this, in spirituality, and grief is a spiritual thing, highly spiritual thing,
Mhm.
probably one of the most. And the thing is, in spirituality, I just want people to receive this. Okay, do with it what you will. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It just is.
Yes.
It just is. And let yourself sit in what is without the judgment, and see what comes up for you and what you are learning from this. And I just think it's really important to give yourself that space. And even if everyone's making demands for you to be here, go there, a work party, a family gathering, all of this, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, you know what? No, I'm not available. And have your space, because this is the holiday season is one of the biggest times that everyone on a mass scale spiritually bypasses themselves, to fulfill what we think is expected of us, right? And so now
Mhm.
we lead into the whole people pleasing, high performer, got to make the best
Credit card debt.
cranberry sauce. Which is great. I get it. That's the way we show love for our families. But you know what? Sometimes it's hard to show up that way year after year,
Mhm.
but it makes it's there's no right or wrong. And also, when you touched on having those memories of being with your family and wishing that you could just go back to a chaotic Thanksgiving, I
Mhm.
have those same emotions about different things in my life. And so what it does, and here's that word, it makes us be present. And I just want to remind everyone of this, even if this holiday season is a struggle for you. I just want to remind you to find those moments that you can look around kind of outside yourself, maybe looking in on a sitcom of everyone, you're like you're watching a sitcom TV show and watching the chaos around you, and find how you can be present if you are there, and just sit with the moment, because you never know when the last time is the last time. Like, I wish in the special moments that I held dear in my life, I knew that it was going to be the last time. Maybe I would have soaked it up a bit more.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're going right into my tools, by the way, and one of my tools is the permission slip.
Tools.
The tools. I have my
Yes.
toolbox. I swear, I've got
Permission
I
slip.
gotta do a photo shoot one day just, like, carrying a toolbox. Like, I'm
Yes.
serious, like, it's so
With a hard hat
yes.
and all of that.
Ins
It'd be so
instead of my
cute.
beanie. I look like I have, like, earmuffs on right now, though.
Uh,
But it's how I hear you.
oh, okay.
I look like I have these big old earmuffs
That's
because I wore my
okay.
beanie, but
No, it's cute.
it's
Very holiday season episode of you, Becky.
well, it's
Very
it's
nice.
32 degrees here, and honestly, like,
Woo.
if I could wear a beanie all the time, I would, because then I, like, wouldn't really have to
Yeah.
do my hair, but here I am.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into a few tools here, but the first one is the permission slip, kinda like we were just talking about.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
you have to give yourself permission to feel what you feel. Like, your grief is valid, and
So that,
everybody's pace is their
yes,
own pace. This simple sentence, whatever, it like, just reclaim your right to be human. You're allowed to be human. Give yourself that permission slip.
definitely. I just want to insert one thing here. And I love that you say permission slip, because I know you're a teacher. So
Right?
that made me kind of chuckle
With
at first. I
permission
think
to
it's
go
so
to the next
appropriate.
class, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Go up to the next grade, right? No, I really appreciate that. I think that's really cute. Um and getting wrapped up in all of your cuteness, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yes. I don't know if anyone has heard this before, but don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle.
Right.
So when you talk about pacing, there's no right or wrong way to do this, especially grief. Grief is such a deeply
Mhm.
personal, sacred, holy, to use your word, process.
Mhm.
And so no one has a right to judge it, not even yourself.
Yes.
Don't even judge it yourself. Just have it. Just have it and be with it and process it. Yeah.
Yes. And then my next tool is the anchor. Okay, I gotta throw anchor in, okay? The anchor
I love anchor.
the anchor questions. Anytime this
Yeah.
grief surges, ask like, "Okay, what do I need right now?" Not forever, just right now. In this very moment, what
Right
what
now.
do I
Mm.
need? Okay?
Mm.
Um, where in my body do I feel this and what would soothe that space? Listen to the somatic feeling. So where in my body do I feel this and what would soothe it?
Yes, yes. And I just want to mention, especially during the holiday season, because, we're chilly, we don't want to really be that active, how important it really is just to get some movement in every day.
Mhm.
So that way, because your body is part of your processing, the body keeps the score. I think I've mentioned that before, maybe
Yes.
that it's a really good book. But yes, and so it's so important to even just go for a gentle walk, even just do a few squats, get up and do a few squats in the living room or something like that, because it's so much emotion with the grief and then the joy and the gratitude and then the sadness and so much happening. So it's just important to give your body an opportunity to physically release it too, even if it's just something gentle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that helps you kind of recenter, that compassion and
Yeah.
identify where you're at.
Hmm.
So I came up with this other tool. It's called the holiday boundary. So,
Oh, I love it already.
well, I mean, we gotta have boundaries, right? So now I'm just gonna name it the
I
holiday
love a good
boundary.
boundary.
So, you know, grief for a lot of us is heavy during the holidays. So you gotta really
Hmm.
choose one particular boundary. Like, okay, I'm not gonna talk about this today. Bam. Let's
Yeah.
not talk about that. I need a day off from that. Or I'm gonna leave early if I feel overwhelmed. Like, you're either gonna leave early from, like, maybe an event, a gathering,
Hmm.
not work, okay, gotta go to work. I'm just saying, like,
Hmm.
if you're going to, like, a holiday party, it's okay to leave early, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed from the situation. Um, or I'm taking a 10-minute outside break. Whenever you need it, go out, do that walk, like you just said. Um,
Hmm.
maybe it's time for you to start skipping different traditions that no longer fit who you are. Maybe they don't
Yeah.
fit in your life anymore, and that's okay to start new traditions. Maybe you met a new person and now it's time to start your own new traditions. It's okay. Like, this boundary is not a wall. It's a
Right.
lifeline, literally.
Definitely. It is. It is. A little personal anecdote here. I maybe like 7 years ago or so, I just don't have the desire to decorate a Christmas tree anymore. Like
Mhm.
it just left me. And this is something that I've grown up with. And my mom and my sister, they do it primarily with my son now because it's just I just can't bring myself to do it, and I don't know. I've tried to trace it back if it's like a grief or something like that, but it's just no longer something that's important to me or brings me joy. And I know some people will think, "Oh my God, how can you say that? It's
Mhm.
everything." No, no, no. I get it, but also I know there's some people out there who will be nodding their heads and saying,
Mhm.
"Yeah, that's not really my thing anymore." And it could be any kind of holiday tradition. And it's not that I hate it. It's not that I want to ruin anyone's holiday. It's just, it's not something I feel like I want to participate in anymore. So, I've set the boundary on that. I've set that out. But I've said, hey, everyone else, have a great time, enjoy it. They get it set up. It's so beautiful. Of course, I love the lights and everything. It's just an action I haven't felt like doing for a couple of years. And so
Hmm.
I've been honoring that. And the people in my space, thankfully, once I explained it, they get it, and it's okay. But just things like that, it's okay to set some things down. And instead, I use that time to sit with myself and reflect.
Mhm.
And so you can see whatever it is. I mean, it doesn't have to be decorating a tree, but whatever tradition it is that you'd like to set down, see what you can pick up in its space, maybe that serves you better. Like you said, we can let go of the things that don't serve us very well.
Right. So do you have like a Charlie Brown tree or
Mhm.
anything?
You know, when I first had my son until he was about 3 years old, all I did was just like a little table
Yeah.
tree, right? Like a little Charlie Brown table tree, and that was fine for us and great, but, now we've got a big, huge tree that the rest of my family puts up, but, I still love it, I still think it's beautiful, but sometimes you just don't feel like doing the
Mhm.
certain things you've done before, and it's okay to set down that expectation, and it's okay to explain yourself if you'd like. And some people will get it, some people won't. But that's not what setting a boundary is about. Setting a boundary is about honoring yourself.
Yes. And you know, I'm gonna yawn for a minute. Ooh, I did not put a tree up this year at all. I had this little
Yeah,
pine thing in the corner by my fireplace and I moved it out and
yeah.
I threw a couple ornaments on it and I'm done because literally like
There you go.
there's no one here to decorate it. It's just me and I'm
Yeah.
going back to Ohio for Christmas. So I'm like, why am I going to drag this big tree out? Matter of fact, I'm ready to put it up for sale on Marketplace because I'm like,
There you
I'm never
go.
going to put this thing up again. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
very different when you become an empty nester as well, you know. And I guess
Yeah.
this leads into like my next tool of reframing. You know, like, because
Yes.
a lot of us are like, "Oh, I shouldn't be struggling. I should be over this by now." But it's okay that you're
Hmm.
not, like, you wanna reframe this stuff because I'm big into my tools and my reframing.
Oh, yeah.
Um, like,
Yeah.
you're not broken, you're just becoming, you're growing, you're hitting that next
Mhm.
chapter of your life, and,
Changing.
your grief honors what mattered at that time or what still matters in your life. It's not a weakness. It's like a depth and you're just
Hmm.
reframing like things in your life. That's it. Like I've had to reframe so many things in the last 2 years since I've become an empty nester. Holidays look
I know.
different.
Yes.
Everything looks different. My house looks different. Dinner looks
Day to
different.
day, it's different.
Everything.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
not,
Yeah.
you need to honor that. And it's okay to honor how you feel about all of that, especially right now during holiday time. Because I
Oh,
guarantee you,
yes.
all those people out there shopping and looking all happy and la 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 la, la, you know, they're not.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, no. And I think a lot of the holidays is about trying to fill that void without
Yes.
actually really reflecting and looking at it the way that we're meant to. And no, I think everything that you're saying is so on point. And I have some tools, if I could mention.
Yes.
A lot of my tools, because I'm spiritual woo woo. So a lot of my tools are rituals and practices and things like that.
Mhm.
But one thing that I love to use as a tool specifically during the holiday season is my altar.
Mhm.
So let me explain what I mean by altar. This doesn't mean an altar where I sit and you know, cut chicken necks and try to do black magic on people. That's not what I'm talking about. Although some people do use it that
I don't
way.
know,
Okay.
you just scared me. I gotta go.
No, no, stop. No, Becky, I can't lose you. Yeah, no. I mean, some people do use it that way, but traditionally, altars are just places where you come to reflect. And so the things that I have on my little altar are pictures of my loved ones who aren't here anymore. And
Aw.
maybe some of their favorite things. Like I have my grandma's favorite flower, a carnation, a little fake one, on my altar. And I have some of my favorite things, some different crystals or a book that I love. Also, some journaling prompts that I've done, and I just set up there because it's a place for you to come. Here's the tool: it's a place for you to come, sit, and really reflect. Because
Mhm.
sometimes it's hard just to sit, how people talk about in meditation,
Mhm.
cross legged on the floor somewhere, and be able to really absorb the benefit of that practice. But if you have an altar of the things that you love, the people that you love, throw a picture of yourself up there too. And you have a specific time of day where you come and you honor it, especially in the holiday season, in the winter time. Everyone's lighting, Christmas lights
Mhm.
and things like that all over the place. Come to your altar and light a candle. or put a little LED light there and
Oh.
have that be something that, you know, honors you while you're showing your gratitude and reflection at that time as well. And so there you go. It's really can be that simple, and a tool that you can use to kind of help carry you
Mhm.
through a lot of this heavy emotion and intensity that comes with this holiday season.
No, I love that because not
Yeah,
there's really just no right or wrong way to grieve. Like, we're all gonna do it our way, and,
that's right.
you gotta take a breath, honor the spaces that feel tender, like you're saying, your
Yeah.
altar, and celebrate the moments
Cry
that
if you
feel
need to.
warm, and remember your grief, it doesn't make you broken, it makes you human. I keep saying that so
Human.
many times because
Yes.
so many people are so afraid to grieve, and it's like, it's okay, you're, like, human, and
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
okay to do that. You're worthy, you're growing, you're allowed to have hope and connection and healing, and it can all be at different moments.
Different moments, different ways, different expressions,
Yeah.
all of them, all paths are sacred.
I had a hard time driving back, here, and I had a hard time on Saturday driving back to Asheville from Ohio. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I had my moment because, you go home, you're with your people, you're with just everyone that has meant so dear to me for so many years. And I'm like driving back here. I'm like, what am I driving back to? I'm driving back to an empty townhome, and I'm going to get up and go to school the next day. And I'm going to come home. And it's like I've met some amazing people here, but my people they're back home, but I mean, I've
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
people here, don't get me wrong, but it's like you really start guessing at times as well, like, okay, is this really where I belong, or is this a stepping stone? And
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
really okay
There it
that,
goes.
like, your grief or your
Mm-hmm.
feelings take you in that direction as well,
Yes.
because honestly, like, I feel like every step is a stepping stone.
Yes. And speaking of steps, you stepped into the next part of the grieving process when you begin to
Mhm.
question it. Right. So
Yes.
you're questioning, well, okay, then, is this the right place for me? Is
Mhm.
this still serving me? All of this type of stuff. And so it helps you to reflect. And then I'd like to ask you a question, Becky, about this experience, that drive back, and then your whole,
Oof.
move and empty nesting and everything. What is all of this teaching you? What is the lesson that's coming through from all of this?
Um, wow. So many lessons, actually. There hasn't just
Yes.
been like one lesson. So I think becoming an empty nester and moving had allowed me to really discover myself. Um, Obviously, I wrote a book during this time as
Mm-hmm.
well, but
Mm-hmm.
I kind of question, like, wow, did I really know who I was before I moved here? Like, because everything that I thought I was actually what I was doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Raising
Right.
kids, hockey games, football games,
Yeah.
track.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, my son went through cancer. It's just there was a
Gosh.
lot, and
Yes.
you're just a mom, and I think moving here and you like become an empty nester. I also took a big pay cut to come here too. That was one of my issues
Mhm.
driving back here too. I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
But then I like was thinking, you know what? It wasn't about the money. It was about my health. It was about not just my physical health, but my mental health.
Yes.
And so I would say the move here, it taught me that I can go anywhere in this world and I'd be okay. That I can pick up and move tomorrow to wherever life takes me, and I'm okay. I'm strong enough. I don't
And
have to have my kids under my roof. I don't have to have whatever. I think I finally realized that home's what you make it, it's where you make it.
yes.
And um, I'm capable of jumping off any mountain and flying.
Yes, yes. Awakening to the true essence of who you are and
Yeah.
honoring and recognizing the fact that your home is within, Becky. And listen, we can have that realization and still miss our people
Mhm.
and still miss our places
Mhm.
and all of that. But at the end of the day, the great lesson here is that you're more than capable. I'm just reflecting back to you what you've said.
Mhm.
And not only that, that you can create beautiful things within this space and move into different season of your life and still be fulfilled. It's okay to miss things, but gosh, look at what you've done and how you're growing. And would this have happened if you didn't have this journey, right?
No, I don't think this book would have happened. The people that have come into my life that actually encouraged me
Yeah.
to write the book would not have happened. So I think every step in our life, whether we like it or not, whether it's easy or hard, I think sometimes we forget to look at those steps as um, steps that take us to the next chapter of our life. And that's
Right.
definitely what these steps did. And I think a lot of times we look at steps like, oh my God, why did I do that? Why did I move? Why did I, instead of asking why, like maybe stop, take a break, take a breath, be like,
Yes.
okay, here's what I got out of that. And here's what I needed to do that. Because there are a lot of us, some people will move like, oh my God, why did I move? That was awful. Why did I do that? But something came out of that,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And
you
I think
know?
something huge came out of it for you. And see how many
Uh,
people you are now effectively leading, healing, guiding, giving a voice to through this book
mhm.
and through your process because you were brave enough to do this.
As you were.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Well, there's me too. But yes, I mean we're talking about you here, Becky. Yeah, but it's in that way I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that you decided to move and that all of this has come out of it
Yeah,
and I'm
because you wouldn't
sure
be here right now.
well, that's right. I wouldn't have met you and we wouldn't have connected, but you see how many things have been put into motion in the
Mm,
universe through those actions we take that we question all the time, like, is this right? Am I crazy? And all of those types of things. But just take a macro view, just kind of step back and
ooh,
really
yeah,
see everything that's working here and how things are lining up and the people that are moving toward you. And um,
yes.
yeah, that's a great place to be, I think.
It is, and as we wrap up here, I think because this is something we can go on and on
On and
about.
on.
I believe, yeah, I think I wrote a blog on this too, like a couple weeks ago, like
Oh,
grief during
well.
the holidays as well. But
Yeah.
as you all move through the season, let your feelings be what they are. It's okay. It's not what the world
Okay.
tells you they should be. There's no
Yeah.
right way to grieve. There's only your way, literally only your way. So, as I tell everybody, take a breath, honor the space that feels tender, celebrate the moments that feel warm. And remember, your grief does not make you broken, it makes you human. You are worthy, you're growing, and you're still allowed to choose hope and connection and healing, one moment at a time, like we've talked about. And I'm going to say, why
Right.
not you? Why not you? Right?
Why
Why
not
not
you?
you to walk through this season, with grace and your
Yes.
own quiet strength?
Hallelujah. Yes. That's beautiful, Becky. Thank you
So, like,
so much.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, woo, yeah, I could
Woo,
go on
yeah, I
and
have
on.
nothing else to add there, actually. Yeah, this is just beautiful. I think this was such a great and important topic for us to touch on. And I hope that anyone in the audience, maybe who needs help walking through things, reach out to either of us. There's plenty of ways to work with me. I
Yes.
actually just launched my online marketplace today that I'm very excited about. So you can go to Open Gate Wellness TX, like Texas.com, and click any of the booking links there to browse the
Mhm.
marketplace. I have lots of digital education products and my online spiritual school, Shiloh Drive. then you can also find sessions there. And of course, send us your questions too. I know that we've been
Yes.
excited to get those. Send your questions in. We can always talk about those together. But just know, at the end of the day, even if you feel alone, that you're not. Just remember us as resources and support, and keep coming back. Keep coming back. Keep listening.
Absolutely. And like you, I have liveinconfidence.com. You can always go on there and book a session as well. And together
Yeah.
we will all get through this for
Yes.
sure. We do
Yes.
this because we love doing it. We've been there and went and got all the training to help.
Right.
For sure. A lot of
Yes.
training, a lot of training.
A lot of
But
training, lots of life experience.
I
Yeah.
want to thank everybody who has tuned in tonight to Real Adult Wisdom.
Yes.
We're gonna be back again next Monday,
Yep.
and we're just gonna keep diving into topics because this is so much fun, so much fun. But
Yes.
thank you
It
so much for
is.
being on the show and
Oh,
my
Becky,
little
thank you.
podcast partner here.
Yay. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Becky. This has been a gift to me, and I'm really excited to, keep talking about all of these things. So I look forward to next week.
All right, everyone, thank you
Yeah.
so much for listening to Real Adult Wisdom. I'm your host, Becky Schaefer. I'm going to say my co host, Solari, is,
Oh, I love it.
yeah,
I
co
love it.
host.
Yeah.
And we appreciate y'all tuning in. So until next week, everyone have a great week. And remember, be grateful for everything you have. Take a breath and just try to remember those good times. And anything you do that you're going through right now, you're worthy, and why not you?
Thank you so much, Becky. Have a great night, everyone.